Everyone, I am back. I am Rex Red, and I am here today with another Ez3DTv tutorial, and we are going to have some awesome time. We're going to have an awesome time learning stuff. It's 8 o'clock on the eastern coast of the United States, and we have the happy polka song, because a Rex Red tutorial is just not the same thing without the Sigmund song, the polka song. It's like, it's polka time. Yes, it is polka time. I am doing polka time today. So I have a few questions, and I think I'm going to kind of wait a little bit, okay? What we're going to do is I'm going to show you something here. This is an animation of fabric, and as you can see, it's blowing. The answer, my friend, is fabric blowing in the wind. Okay? Let's look at that. See, now that right there, I have to save that, okay? Because that is just amazing. Okay, so what we're going to do is, let's see, how do we save this? File, save. I think we can go down here into my objects here, scene subset maybe. Okay, we go to the scene and we go to the plane. I don't know if this will work, but let's go to Content Library. When I don't know what I'm doing, I always sing, 'cause I don't know what I'm doing. So scene elements, I guess that would be, oh, here's props. Props work. Under categories, let's see. We got, I don't think it's supposed to be, yeah, it is categories. This would be figure 9, and this would be scene elements and props. Let's put it in props. Why not? Let's create a subcategory, fabric. Okay, cloth. All right. Yeah, why not? And then we go add. And I guess we're going to go with scene subject, subset. Shader preset, simulation D4, simulation settings preset. No. All right, scene subset. We're going to go with that. And this is going to be called my saved items. That's not where I want it to be. Let's see. This would be, yeah, scene subsets. No. We created another folder, didn't we? No, I guess it would be scene subsets. We'll call it fabric cloth. How about that? A fabric cloth. I have no idea what I'm doing. Fabric cloth. And we'll turn off this, the wind machine, and we'll click accept. I like that right there. Okay. We have a topic today, okay? And today we're going to go into geometry. And geometry can be a lot of fun. What's not too much fun is when geometry is mixed with like a lot of math and algebra. But today's geometry is going to be kind of metaphysical. It's going to be the meaning of life through geometry and how we find the meaning of life. Does life have meaning? Well, geometry will answer that for us. Angus, I am back, my friend. I am back with another tutorial today. We have 945 subscribers on the channel. So another 5 more subscribers, and we will only need 50 more subscribers to make this channel monetized and have a go at possibly adding a little to my income, which I really, really, really need. So, okay, so look at what we have here. We have a piece of fabric blowing in the wind. Okay, I don't know if you knew that we could do this, that we can blow fabric in the wind. See how that works like this? You just blow it in the wind. So I can take this cloth here and say scene subset, and we go fabric cloth 1. And I don't know if these are going to work or if I'm going to bring them in and they're just going to be a plain. Okay, cloth 1 dot duff. So what we're going to do is test this out, accept, and this, see if we can get some different fabric things. We'll save a few. I don't know why the image here, writing asset. So I don't know why it didn't show actually like an image here. That would have been nice. That would have been very nice. So, but it didn't. Okay, and we can take maybe this piece of cloth here. This is at the end. Okay, let's grab that too. All right, so we save this, and we're going to scene set, subset. We'll say fabric cloth 3. How about 2? Fabric cloth 2. 2. Okay, so we go here, and we go to plane. The plane. Save it. Okay. It's probably not saving anything at all. But okay, what this is this is the thing. See, I've spent, I fret and think, like I ponder on things sometimes that most people, I think, wouldn't think about. Like, and so the last couple of days I've been, for the last day, yes, I hope everything is wonderful for you, Angus, in the hinterlands today. Yes, the hinterlands. It invokes this beautiful picture of a scenery, of a lovely scenery. So the last day I've been pondering the question, why doesn't a straight line have depth or thickness? Why is it like, does it have, I mean, not a straight line, a plane, okay? Why does a plane only have X and Y, okay, but no Z? Why does it not have depth, okay? And so, scratching my head and thinking, and in the shower, it's like, why doesn't a plane have depth? Why doesn't a plane have depth? And I'm walking down the stairs checking to see if my mail is here. Why doesn't a plane have depth? And it's just all of these questions keep coming into my mind. It's like, because it's like I think about things. Why doesn't a point have any length, breadth, depth, and height? Why is a point like does not have any geometry to it? It doesn't make sense in my head, and that's the same thing with a plane. Why doesn't a plane have thickness? And so that is something that really messes with my brain, okay? And so because it does, it's something that I think about and I think about and I think about. And so we're not going to give you the answer to that right now, okay? We're going to give you this answer later, unless somebody can give an answer to that in the chat, why they think a plane doesn't have any depth. Okay? A plane only has, it has X and Y. Okay? I mean, X and Z. But Y, the one that goes in, okay, it has no depth. Okay? You can't make a plane thicker because it doesn't have any thickness. And that is what is very kind of strange to my head. Okay? So it just doesn't seem right. You know, it's like the idea like parallel lines never meet. And you know, it's like, why don't they? You know, it's like, well, because they're parallel lines. You know, I guess it's like, why are these? Because they've never really, you know, they've never met before, because if they met, then they wouldn't have been parallel lines. Okay? So that's kind of the assumption behind it, is because they've nothing to prove that this wrong, okay? And the one about the plane, though, has really kind of gotten me thinking, like, why doesn't a plane have depth? Why doesn't it have thickness? Okay, we're going to answer that question in a little bit. Okay, so we're going to save this, okay? And then I'm going to start a new file. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make billowing fabric like this, okay? To make fabric blow in the wind in Daz Studio, okay? We're going to learn how to make our own billowing fabric, okay? So, and the way we do that is we start with a new scene. Why not a new scene? Okay? And with this new scene, we're going to try to put one of these pieces of cloth in here and see if it came out. You see, look, that looks sort of like it did, but not really. Like, it's a little crumpled, okay? But let's take this one and delete that. Let's see if one of these might have a little more. No, you see, they didn't seem to save. They have some crimpled, but they're not, like, they're still kind of flat. Like, so it sort of half worked. Why it only half worked, I don't know. Okay, so, and this one here, let's see, it's probably going to be the same thing. They all look like the same exact piece of fabric. They've got like this crimple down here. So I'm not sure why it only saved that, okay, when I was at a different place in the timeline. So it probably only saved like the first frame of it, where it had something kind of attack it, and with some sort of something, I don't know. All right, so that's that. All right, so these actually can be deleted, because delete, remove references, because they are not any good. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a plane in the scene, okay? And this is the size that I'm using. I'm using size 5. I think I'm going to go to size 10. Let's go to 15. All right. Now that might be too big. It might be too small. I don't know. We'll see. But let's see. I'll take that out so I can remind you of another parameter that we had here. And what we're doing is we're doing size 15, but we're also doing 200 divisions, okay? And that means 200 this way and 200 that way, okay, along the plane, because there's no depth, so there's no divisions to worry about in the depth, okay? So we are going to go with 30, I think, instead. Okay, I think that works, maybe. We'll see. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put, is this it? No, and that is a geometry hexagon. Okay, we're going to put a wind node into the scene. Okay, and this looks like one of those like kind of space heater things, those ones that carpenters use and all. And this blows wind out of here, okay? It blows wind. Okay, and I can already see that my plane is too small, so we're going to, and what I don't really like is that this wind node, is that when I click on something else, it disappears. You know, it makes it very difficult to align something to it when it's just gone, when the minute you move your things around. Okay, so we can go into parameters and we can select the wind node. We can select display and okay, display persistence. Now you see I just clicked on that. And now when I put a plane in the scene, which we're going to make our plane even a little bigger, we're going to go to 45. Okay. Now when I click on the plane, oh, look at that. See, this is what I really, really, really wanted. Oh boy. So we're going to get rid of the plane so that this stays on now, okay, which is very, very nice, okay? So now we're going to go with like 65, okay? What you don't want to do is resize this wind node, okay? I mean, you can resize parts of it, but you don't want to like scale it up real big or small, okay? Because it's calibrated to work at this size. So what you want to do is if you want to blow some kind of fabric in the wind with it, you either make a bunch of them to blow at things, or you make your fabric smaller so that at least in general, welcome Art, welcome. We are contemplating the meaning of life today, okay? Along with why a plane doesn't have any depth. It's like imagine if I came back in my next life as a plane, it would be it's like I would just forever say, I have no depth. I have no depth at all. I only have length and width, but no depth. And that is a plane. And why? The question is, why does a plane have no depth? The plane, boss, the plane. Yes, it is. So that is the question today, all right? Is because why doesn't a plane have thickness? Why can't I just make it thicker? No, depth of field is a very important term, Angus. Okay, it has mostly to do with cameras, because the depth of field has to do with how warped a camera, your image. And how much blur you have in the front of your image and the back, okay, and where it decides to focus. That's that whole area of that. This is a whole other area. This is a plane, It's just, it reminds me of that song. Yeah. Yes, we have discussed depth of field many times. Okay. Right. Now, but this subject of a plane and why a plane doesn't have depth is not something we have discussed. Okay. I would know. Okay. If I had discussed why a plane doesn't have depth. Okay. And so I think I'm going to still leave because I date back to the old Brownie cameras. Oh, yes. Yes, I had one of those Pentac ones. You remember those little square ones that you would lift the top up? Yeah, I didn't have a Brownie camera. I might have had a Brownie camera in Boy Scouts. So, but yeah, I had a Pentac one, and it was lovely to have the camera. Unfortunately, I was too poor to like develop film, you know. It's like, oh, you have to develop film for this. Oh, I see. And that costs money. Something I don't have. So theoretically, consequently, I didn't take many pictures with my Pentac camera. Oh, film was cheap, but developing it was not. That comes up. No, it wasn't the Pentac. Was it those little square Was that a Pentac? What were those square cameras? You look down through the top. I thought it was a Pentac, but now that I think of it, it wasn't. I can't think of the name of that camera. So, yeah, I had one of those, okay? You'd like slide the top up and you could look down into it, and it was black with a bunch of metal around it and a lens on the front. So, yes, so a plane. Why doesn't a plane have depth? It wasn't a Kodak. No. Well, you know, it's like I'd say, what was that old square camera that you look down into from the top? And if I type that into the search, it would probably say, well, all cameras are square. So, no, it's not one of those. Yeah, it's not a Polaroid. It was a what kind of camera was the brand? Okay, let's do a new one here. What was the brand of camera that was old and square and you flipped up the top and looked down into it? That's probably a lot of cameras too. What was the brand of camera that was old and square and you flipped up the top and looked down into it? Let's see. Rolleiflex, no. No. It had plastic. Black. It had black. And aluminum. I think I spelled aluminum. Square shooter. No, it wasn't a Polaroid either. Nope. Nope. That's it right there. One of these. I had one of them. But it was nicer than that. Rolleiflex. I think that's it. Maybe that's what he said, but I don't think it was called that. Why doesn't that name, like, stick in my head at all? Because mine had a better name to it than that. Rolleiflex. That was the first thing he said, isn't it? Yes, yes, you were right. Yes, you were right. A Rolleiflex. So, yeah, I had one of those. I can have a special place in photography history. So, yes, I had one of those. And I couldn't afford to pay for the pictures. So why doesn't a plane have... Rex, type a Kodak Brownie. Okay, let's type in the Kodak Brownie. Okay, Kodak Brownie. Is it okay? It's a series of simple, affordable box camera made by Eastman Kodak in 1900 and 1986. So we're incredibly popular, played a significant, and you could probably buy them at Montgomery Ward or the Woolworth store. The Brownie camera. This looks probably like the one. Yeah, look at that. Amazing. They're $153 if you'd like to buy one. Brownie flash. This one has a flash, so that's kind of cheating. I don't think the original... It featured a basic cardboard box design with a simple lens and used roll film. How amazing. I don't do horror, just see monsters. Okay, welcome, Dean Rockboy. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. I've seen, can you make a horror game about me, please? I don't need somebody to do that. My life is already right there on the verge. No, not really. I lead a sedentary life. Yeah, so just old sea memories, and unfortunately I don't have any of those, but I suppose I can use metaphors for simulations like that. At Monkey Wards. Yeah, I don't know, this scene may end up as a horror game if I can't figure out how to do this, okay? Because I did it earlier, okay? So what we've done is we've put a win node into the scene. If you go up into here, and I think you go create, and it says new win node, okay? And then we've put a plane in the scene, and the plane that I put in the scene, let's see if it's still the same size. We'll go create, new primitive, and the plane, let's see, accept. Yeah, that's about the size, but I think I would really like that to be bigger than that. And so I'm going to go with this plane here, and we're going to go with, let's say, 120. Okay, let's try that. All right, so we have a plane. I think this is a little bigger than the plane I used. So I think I'm going to make it a little smaller. Let's go. So we have the win node. In the win node, I haven't resized. So the question today, I don't know if you know the answer today, But why, Dean, do you know why a plane doesn't have any depth? Okay? It's like me. It's like I'm a very shallow person, you know? And why doesn't a plane have any depth? Why does it only have length and width? Why can't we give a plane some thickness? Do you know why? That is the question. Why doesn't... I've thought about it for 2 days. I know the answer, Art. I'm trying to make you all think. That's what we do. We are talking about geometry and see if you can kind of figure it out like I did. So, okay. You got more substance than you know. I don't know. I don't know. That's the whole thing. So we go here back to create primitive, and we're going to go down to maybe 1 to 95. Let's try this 95. Okay, I can't drive 65. All right, let's see, 55, I guess it was. All right, so we're going to now what I did with this deforce node, okay, is you go into opacity, because by default, and you go to display, you go into parameters, and in the display, have you ever wanted the dress of your figure to blow in the wind, okay? To just blow a little bit so it doesn't look like it's just hanging there, or to blow like out, okay? That is what we're talking about. We're talking about learning to become how to use deforce, the wind node. And the answer, there's like an impediment, okay, between using deforce, the wind node, okay, and the wind, and that impediment has to do with the question, why doesn't a plane have depth? And I'm going to keep just kind of reminding you all about this question, so you think about it, so that your brain thinks about geometry, rules, there are assumptions. They're not laws, okay? Because maybe one of these days we will find a plane in the world, and that plane will have depth, okay? But nobody's ever found one yet, okay? Nobody's ever found a plane with depth, ever. But maybe someone will someday, okay? But a plane only has length and width, and that's it. And it would be it would be height and width, okay? It doesn't have depth, okay? So I guess length can be considered height, okay? So it only has 2 dimensions. It's like it's not a multi-dimensional thing, okay? And that is because that's why you have to kind of think about this, is that why doesn't it have dimensions, okay? And so, all right, so what we're going to do, and I'll answer this in a little while, okay? I want you to mull it over and think in your mind, and maybe if somebody comes up with the answer, then you'll get a gold star today, okay? You will get recognition for being very, very smart, okay? So, see, geometry was my thing. I was like the smartest kid in my entire school with geometry. Even as a freshman, I was smarter than all the seniors. And then when I went to public school, went to private schools, I was still the smartest person in the school when it came to geometry. So I don't know why. It's just my brain has a thing for geometry. But when I got into algebra, I like flunked because it's like, who put numbers in my geometry? And so that was when everything went all to hell. So, so I really like to think about these kinds of things, like why doesn't a plane have depth? Okay, so all right, because this is important to our win thing today. Okay, this whole idea of a plane not having depth. Okay, so we're going to take now and we're going to add something to this plane. Okay, we're going to select the plane, and this is kind of difficult to figure out how to do this stuff, but what we're going to do is we're going to go into tool settings, okay, and we're going to we're going to go to node weight map brush, okay. And then we're going to select this plane. We have the plane selected, and nothing happens. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to go. It says my stream is lower than expected. I'm not sure why. Maybe I have certain things on down here. We can close Steam. Steam could be messing with my internet. Close that. How is the audio today? I hope the audio is good. So, all right. So what we do now is we go to create. And I think it's one of these, this new deforce modifier weight node. Okay. We have to add that to the plane. Okay. So there it is. Now the plane has this weight node. Okay. And when we go now into the weight node map brush, okay, it's not letting us add the thing. Okay, let's go to back out of here. Okay, oh, we select the plane. No, that didn't work. See, I knew I was going to run into this there had to be some kind of problem here. Add map. And oh, what's wrong? Why it's not letting us add a map? Does anyone know? Okay, we go simulation settings, and then we go back into the tool thing. Weight deforce modifier weight node. Okay, and it's supposed to come up and say add map. All right, so it's not in geom. Okay, this is binding. Okay. Oh, I just bound to have this happen here. Okay, select the plane again. Create. Okay, let's go into here and let's see what I've. Okay. Go into the top menu, select tools, node, weight, not, okay, tools. Okay, that's selected. If the tools pane is not already, you can go to the windows, okay, add a weight map. Okay, if the Tools Settings pane is not already open, you can open it by going to Window, Panes, tab Tool Settings. In the Tool Settings, a map brush tool, look for Unused Maps section, and click Add Map. Okay. Okay, maybe I have to click something else here. Okay, I think I've messed something up. We're going to close this. And we open this back up. I might have just corrupted it by doing adding and these things, all these things here. So, let's see what we got here. This always throws me here for a loop. Okay, so we're going to insert our plane. Okay, and then we're going to select the plane. We're going to give the create deforce weight node. Accept. Select the plane. That's not working. Okay. Look for the unused map section. Click on add map. See, this is the add map. Okay. Unused map section, and it's not highlighted. Use symmetry. We don't need that. Okay, display children. Okay. Oh, why does this have to happen when I'm online? Create a plane. Start by creating a plane in this. You can do this by create new primitive plane. Select the plane. Click on the plane to select it. Activate the node. Okay, maybe that's all right. Let's delete this. Plane. Okay, I feel like I need to like do this in okay. So we go to tools. We'll go back to spot render. And then we'll go to the weight map brush. Then we'll select the plane, create. Modify our weight node. See, that's correct. Let's see. Select the object first, activate the node. Okay, open the tools pane, Windows pane settings, select the weight map. In the tools settings pane, you will see options for weight map brush tool. Here you can select the specific weight map you want to edit. And then I asked again, because it didn't quite click. Open the tools settings pane. Add a weight map. In the Tools Settings pane, you will see options, the Weight Map Brush tool. Add map. Choose the type of map you want. Influence, weights. See, it's not, there's no click down here. Okay. We're going to try the beta because I think something's wrong with this. Watch me put this right in and have it work. And it's like, okay, well, there's something wrong with Daz. I just did it a moment ago, but that doesn't mean that it stays working. Not sure what's going on. So we'll go with the plane. Now I have to go create. Let's go here to this. We'll put the deforce wind node in the scene. Okay, and then we're going to, where's the create primitive? Okay, and we picked plane. And we're going to go, why does this have this weird name here? Okay, more, okay. Oh, this is weird. Plane. Size, we're going to go with 95. And divisions, we'll go with 200. And we're going to, okay. I guess it's got something weird here. It puts it into the name. Okay, accept, apply default settings. Okay. And this looks, oh, this is, I think I picked feet instead of centimeters. Okay. Meters. Okay. We got centimeters. And we're going to go here with 200, accept. Okay, that's more like it. Okay. And now we select the plane and we add, create, deforce modifier, wait. Okay, accept. And that looked like something kind of right when it turned like kind of like that. All right, I don't know. Now let's see. We go into tool settings. We select weight node brush. Okay. Let's go be here. Y D add, what is it? The add map not working. Okay, I just thought that something like this wasn't going to was going to happen today. This is such a complex process, and it was like, check the ensure that the correct object is selected. Add map button will only activate if the object is selected. Make sure the tool settings pane is open as act. Sometimes the button might not respond if the pane is not properly focused. Ensure the user using the latest version of Daz. Sometimes bugs in older. Reset that. Try set it to default settings. This can help resolve any corrupted. Check log file for any errors that might be. Okay, so we have, okay, the deforce. If we select the plane, it's not selecting now either. Okay, node map brush. Well, We go like this, sensitivity. Oh, we have this little thing here. Plane. Okay, we're in the geometry editor now. Node map brush. Isn't this strange? Oh, binding. Oh, this is terrible now. So I wonder if I have to add a deforce modifier. It's like this is what happens with the AI. It's like they leave out one very important thing. I don't think I need a deforce modifier, but I'm going to create one anyway. We go to edit, object, geometry. There. See, this is what's kind of like, it doesn't, you didn't say to add a deforce. It's like, I feel like saying, you know, how about this, the most important step, okay, is adding a deforce modifier. It's like, do you see anywhere it says, where it says, okay, I'm going to try to be nice. Watch it back, you know, backpedal and say, oh, you know. It seems like for the weight map to function properly. Yeah. So that I'm not sitting here pulling my hair out. Okay. So this may not be right, okay? Because the deforce modifier may not be right. But, okay, so this is what we need to do. Is so you add, let's take this all out and let's see if it works now. Let's go into the regular Daz, the one that I have all my stuff in. Okay, would you like to save changes? No. Let's try this again. It's like, I wish this is like the beginning of the video, but here we go. All right, so we put a plane in the scene like this. We put a plane, 95, 200 centimeters. Okay, and 200 divisions, 95 centimeters, okay? We select the plane, we edit, object, geometry, add a deforce modifier, add the dynamic surfaces one, okay? We add that, then we come in here, we go edit, we go create, deforce modifier weight node. Okay, and we just say okie dokie, okay? Then we, I wonder if the AI is real. I felt it might be insulting to say, are you capable of learning? Are you going to tell the same thing to the next person who asks that without telling them to put the deforce modifier on? Or will you learn this? So that when you tell somebody else, you don't leave out the most important part. Okay. AI, are you listening? Hello? All right, so I'm glad they can't hear me. It's like all of a sudden this big voice comes out of the sky. I can hear you. Hush your tongue. Okay, so now when we're in this weight node map brush part of the tool settings, it says add map. Imagine that, okay? So what we're going to do is now we have an influence weights map, okay? And this is important for this to work. So now what we do, so if you have D-force clothing, okay, you don't have to add D-force because it's already got D-force on it. All you have to do is add the modifier weight node if you want to modify the weight of the clothing, which you probably do if you want to blow it in the wind, okay? You want some parts to blow in the wind and some parts not to blow, okay? And that's why you do the map. And then you come into here and you add the map. Now we're going to add our wind. So you go edit, create, new, we need the wind thingamabob thing. Okay, D for wind node. Okay, and that is this big thing. It looks like one of those space heaters that carpenters use, okay? So, but we have to modify this, okay? The wind node, we have to go into parameters and display, and we have to select display persistence. Click that, because if you don't, every time, like if I don't have that selected, every time I select the plane, it disappears. And it's like, how do I align the plane to it? This like, okay, this was another hair pulling moment. How do I align the plane to it every time when it disappears? I can't see what I'm aligning it to. Okay, so you click on this. Where did it go? The D4, the wind node. I think I just Z. I think I didn't want that. Okay, parented to that. And you turn on display persistence so it stays on all the time so we can see it. Now you can also come into here and say, what would this be? Edge opacity. Okay, that's the opacity there. Fall off opacity. It makes it a little brighter so you can see it. And ray opacity. Okay, it just makes it so it stands out. I don't think that changes anything. It just makes it so it's brighter. Now we're going to take this map here, this plane, and we're going to go into X rotate. We're going to go 90 degrees. Okay. Now, the first thing I learned is that if you have your plane here in this area of the wind thing, it will blow up. Because this is like the apparatus, okay? The wind comes out here and goes through there. But if you have the plane touching this part, it's like it's touching another piece of clothing or something, and it will blow up, okay? It has to be beyond this place. Now, this is where the wind comes out, and I believe, I'm not sure exactly, but out beyond here, there may not be any wind, okay? So you might want to just consider, so what we're putting it somewhere in here, and do not resize this, is my experience, okay? Don't decide, well, I want big wind, you know, and I'm going to make this huge, okay? Then it won't work. It won't, if like you try to blow something really big, it won't, you'll set the wind up all the way up to 100%, the strength of it, and it won't have any effect, okay? So if you want the wind to work, you have to make your stuff small, or else you have to have a bunch of these, okay, up close to the fabric to blow it in the places you want, okay? I don't know what happens if you put a bunch of these in the scene, but you just run the simulation And there's all kinds of settings to help you. Okay, this is really a fun project. Okay, this is very, very, I'm going to tell you the fun level of playing with this is very high, okay? At least in my opinion. That's my opinion. It may not be everybody's experience, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang this so that it drapes, okay, like in the wind. Now, I would say that when we turn that, it says, I would think I would want this at like 45 degrees, but yeah, I don't see anything near close. I guess so 22.3, okay, is where we're going to go at. I guess it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, okay? But I want it so that now you'll see why I'm doing this. Now we go back into our tool settings, go back into our node brush, and we select back onto our weight map, okay, thingy. And as you notice when I put my mouse over top of this, that it changes to this thing. Now, if I just do this and click my left mouse button, it doesn't do anything. But if I hold the control key and I click my mouse, I think it's the control key, maybe it's the alternate key. Yes, it's the alternate key. See how that just changed the color of that gradually? It went through from pink to blue to gray, okay? So, and if I hold the control key, it will make it go all the way back to pink, okay? And you want to make sure it goes all the way back. So what we're going to do is we're going to just go back to our alternate key, and we're going to make the corner here. I think it's this. We're going to make it gray. So we have a little thing to hang. Okay, I think I got to make this smaller. Okay, so we're going to, because if I make a tiny little piece here, now remember those pieces of fabric? Remember how the edge was bent? It was like there was a little tip that was bent, just a little tip of the corner of those fabrics that I was using in the last tutorial. Just a little teeny tip was bent. This is the telltale sign. This is why, okay? This is why those little pieces were bent, okay? So what we do is we grab this radius, okay? And we'll see this is the inner radius. The outer radius will go with 10 and 10, okay? So what we're going to do is now they're both the same, and we're just going to take and hold this. Which one here? This one here. And I'm just going to make this gray. We're just going to keep hitting it until it goes through the blue. Now I can go the sensitivity all the way up, okay? And it will just make it gray, okay? So we have what that means is this part won't move. This part will blow all around, okay? But this part here won't move at all, okay? So now what I've found is that when I hit the simulation, okay, the D-force, the gravity just grabs it and it drops. It goes bleh, okay? So there's two options, okay? One is to take this sensitivity and bring it way down and then bring this up to like 50 or something. And it won't go higher if you have the radius, outer radius small. So let's go to like 70 or something. Okay, for the outer radius, let's go to 300. Okay, for the outer radius, no, let's go to 200. All right, okay, that's about right. Okay, and then we'll go on the inner radius, we'll go to like 150. Okay, that didn't work. Enter. Okay, now we go. All right, like 150. And then we bring this sensitivity way, way down. And then we go like this. And see how I'm just going to really quickly kind of just make that a little bit blue. A little bit kind of like that. See, that makes it resistant, a little bit resistant. Is that the way to do it? I don't know. Maybe not. Okay, but that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to go here. So this, it makes it so it doesn't just drop, that it has a little bit of cling, okay? I don't know, maybe I think I've got too much, so we're going to just take a little bit off, I think. When I hit this, it takes some off. I'm not sure if I'm doing this as good as I should be. Okay, so okay, a little bit here and there. So you just want it to have a tiny bit. Okay. All right, so now what we can do is we're going to bring this the plane, we're going to bring it down a little bit, Y translate like this, and we're going to bring the plane in so that it's got some kind of, so you get to play with this. This is what is fun about this, is you get to change these settings, okay, and play with this and get it to do what it is you want it to do, okay? So all right, now and because I have no idea what this is going to do. I don't know how much I really affected it with that weight mapping, okay? It could be like at cardboard level, or it could be you know, it could be like canvas, and that's not going to blow in the wind, okay? And then we go here into our, and if you remember in your now we'll go back to the weight map. In your parameters, no, not parameters, you've always seen things in these surfaces. Okay, I guess it's in the plane part. And we go into surfaces. What's up here? Oh, the editor, plane. And there was always been this list of things here that it's like, what the heck are these, you know? All right, well, these have to do, you've got friction, collision, offset, stiffness, all this stuff, okay? In here, just leave it kind of the way it is for now. But also now when we go into the wind mode, okay, and we go into parameters, we've got some other things. You see it says strength, okay, and diameter, and the fall off. Okay, that has to do with this. It's like the fall off is how much long this is. If we make it really long, then it will have less of a fall off. And if we, okay, now, so what we'll do is we're going to try and make the diameter bigger like this. Okay, it's still in the middle here. And let's try it. Okay, and we'll give it a little more strength, maybe. And now we're going to do a quick simulation. See what happens. Ooh, look at that. See? Okay, now it kind of responded a little bit, but as you notice, this part up here didn't move a drop, okay? And this kind of had like a, and so just that alone, now when we hide this, okay, we didn't do too bad, okay? Now the thing is that if we want to simulate a little bit more, okay, we'll turn the wind node back on. We can use the timeline, okay, simulation. And now we're going into animation, so turn the start bones off. Okay, we don't want the plane, I guess, back to where we put it in the scene, I guess. I'm not sure, but, and then we're going to go to animation, animated timeline, and let's put this up to like 250 maybe. Enter. Okay, and now let's simulate it again so it goes longer. It's not working. I did something wrong here. Okay, something is wrong. It worked before, but then it didn't work this time. Okay, let's select the plane clear. Let's try it this way. Right, okay, we selected the plane. It still didn't work. Okay, so I'm not sure what happened here. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, we'll go back to our weight node. What we'll do is we'll take all of that off that I put on there. So we go to Tool Settings. And we'll go to our, oh, I used the wrong brush. This one is the smooth brush. And this one is the paint brush. Okay, I smoothed it. I think I did something wrong here. So what we want to do is take this one here and make this a little bit larger. Okay, we got to go 40 and 410. Let's try this. And let's make the sensitivity high. Okay, and we'll just take all of this off. Okay, except up in here. That's at 100%, so I just run that over there. And you have to make sure you get the tippy edges, okay, because there can be like little pieces of blue on the edge. Okay, and then it won't move, and it's, why is it doing that weird thing kind of situation. So you have to really kind of go over the edge really carefully. It's not like I've never done this before, but every time I do it, my Alzheimer's kicks in. And it's like, what did I do before? How did I do that? I have no idea. I can't remember. I forgot. All right. I'm going to be a great old man. I know I am. I just can't wait. It's like, I'm old now. Leave me alone. All right. So I'm an old man with a young man's body. All right. So let's try this. I don't know what you mean. All right, so we're going to hit simulate. See what happens. Now, it's going to just drop, I think. Now, you see, this is why I put that on it, okay? Because as you can see, it just dropped, okay? But maybe, just maybe, see that? It's just like the gravity just pulled it down, even though there was wind. But what if we go in to the gravity setting and we turn the gravity off a little bit, okay? What happens if we do that? Okay, so is that in the wind node? Where is it? That's strength. Okay, I think it's in this deforce modifier, and that would be in surfaces. What we have to do is get our things together here. No, it's in the plane, okay? And here, one of these, we got gravity. Gravity. See this? I saw it here a moment ago. I know I saw it. I really did. Density, stiffness, friction. Okay, I think it's in this node here in parameters. I just didn't. I looked over it here. Gravity. Which one is gravity? Edge. Fall off opacity. Where is it? Strength, diameter. Show edge. Okay, it's in one of these. It's in here. Let's see. Oh, I might have to close this down. Sometimes it hides underneath. Okay, let's see. And then let's go to surfaces. Okay, it's not here. Plane. It's got to be in here. Stretch, stiffness. One of these says gravity. Density. Oh, it's going to be down under here. Okay, density, friction. Okay, let's select the plane. Okay, it might be up in, no, those are the textures. Collision, self-collide is on, so, and we have, that's very important. You don't want it going through itself. Okay. Okay, we go here to parameters. And I don't see anything here. We go to here. General. Okay, so I'm not seeing gravity, and I was sure there was. I know there's a gravity setting. I'm just not finding it here. Diameter fall off. Okay, this wouldn't change. Okay. Okay, this would be in the D-force setting. Okay, so, okay. And that would be in the plane. Okay. I'm thinking now, okay, D-force itself is usually up in surfaces. It would be up in here. Like right in this area. No. Where are the D-force settings? I've forgotten where they are. Simulation settings. Okay. It would be here. One of these says gravity. Okay, it would be in the deep wind node maybe. Plane. Clear that. Gravity. It's an environment. Okay. So what we do is, I don't know, I think we bring it down like this. Let's try a simulation now. Okay, it's floating up in the air, so we've got like to add a little more gravity. Okay, it's just completely, so we clear that. Until we get it right. It's a very intense balance that you have to get just right. Okay, now I think the gravity's too much. So we bring this like this. Now I don't think we have enough wind. Okay, so let's go to our node. Now that was, remember, in simulation settings. Okay, so we go now to our parameters. Is it parameter wind node? Oh, it's still going through the simulation. We have to, okay, I think I stopped. Simulation settings, clear. Okay, now parameters. And this would be strength. Okay, so let's give it a little more strength. And now we go back to simulation settings, simulate. Okay, let's cancel this. And let's see, is it blowing it back? See, it is blowing it back. See that? Okay, so we have some strength here. Maybe the strength is too much, so we take the tools, go back to parameters. We bring the strength, test the strength. And now we go back to simulation, simulate. There's still a lot of strength there. Okay, so, okay, it's just kind of blowing it way back and like really kind of stretching it. Tools, so we go back to parameters and we bring the strength. How many miles per hour? Okay, we don't need a hurricane. And let's see. That blew the roof right off my house. Let's see. Okay, so I think the gravity is now still too high. Okay. It didn't stop. Okay, clear. When I stop it, it doesn't quite stop. Okay, clear this. Okay, let's take some of the gravity down. So that was now, where was that? In the plane, I think plane, environment, gravity. Let's bring some of this gravity down. And now let's simulate. Let's not simulate quite as much. Let's go to 200 or 150 for now, just so it does stop eventually. Okay, simulate. Okay, look at that. See? And what's really nice, okay, now see, we have no gravity at all. It's flying. It's like flying up in the air. All right, so let's bring some gravity back into the picture here. I don't know, clear that. Okay, it still can't, okay. Okay, see, the thing is, now what's nice about the timeline, now if we look here, it's still blowing the heck out of this, okay? So to go back to our wind node parameters, eventually I'm gonna learn this stuff. Okay, and this would be the strength. Let's bring this strength way down again. And okay, the problem is that sometimes, look at this, see? We have this like this right there. That's pretty interesting, okay? But you can see the strength of our wind thing. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. Look at that. See? Look at this. See, now this right here is almost usable as a flowing kind of thing, you know? And you just put a texture on it. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you all, since you were all patient, and I'm going to give you the answer to why a plane doesn't have depth, okay? You have been patiently sitting and waiting on bated breath, trying to figure out why a plane doesn't have depth. In the back of your mind, it's like, I don't know. All right, the reason why is because, and you're going to think, oh, why didn't I think of that? Because if a plane had depth, it would be a polygon. Okay? It would have 6 sides. It would be a polygon. Okay? It wouldn't be a plane anymore. Okay? It would have sides. Okay? And the moment a plane has depth, it has a side. And once it has a side, it's a polygon. It's no longer a plane. And see, this is not a polygon. Okay, this is a plane. It has no depth. Okay, it has no sides. And also, if a plane has depth, it has a top plane and a bottom plane. So it's no longer one plane. It's two planes with four sides, or as many sides as the plane has angles around it, okay? So it's no longer. And so what if you have collision on here, okay? Then this, if this was a polygon blowing in the wind, you would have the issue of the back plane possibly coming through the front plane, and all those little side pieces, what happens with them, okay? So, and that they call that a closed geometry or something, versus open geometry where it's not completely sealed up and closed. That is why a plane has no depth, okay? Because if it had depth, it wouldn't be a plane anymore, okay? That's the answer to that. So what we just did was we brought down, I think I brought the strength down. Let's bring the strength down some more. Here we go. And now we're going to go here to simulation settings and see if it blows it way far away like that again. Simulate. It's still kind of blowing it out there like that, but it didn't. Now it's coming back down a little bit. Okay. So, but what we have now is our gravity. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we could add a little bit of stiffness to this fabric, okay, which would be here, I think, in our surface settings, maybe. Where is that? The plane. What's it called? It's called buckling stiffness. And so if we bring this up a little bit, okay, now we go to simulation. I could become a little bit more kind of, that could be the same effect as adding that blue on the weight map, okay? So simulate. Now let's try this. See, it's now responding a little bit differently. And what's really nice here is that it may not respond quite as deeply. Okay, now let's see what happens here. The wind. See, so what is really nice is that what's nice about our plane is we don't have to worry about a back and these sides, that all it is one layer, okay? And if it has self-collision on it, then that means it's not going to go through itself and turn into like a big gumball of a mess of geometry, because when it collides, it brushes off of itself, okay? And we don't have a back and front and sides and all for the computer to compute, to have to compute, okay? So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go back into our weight mode here, into our weight node, and we're going to try painting now a little bit of that blue on here, okay? So we're going to go back to tool settings, and we have our brush here, and if we go up to, and we go to like 90, and if we go to 50, And we bring this way down, sensitivity way, way, way down. Okay, we're going to try to paint a little bit of blue here. What one is blue? It makes it blue. This one does. No. Okay, here. Z. Okay, that just undid our color there. So we do this, and it should start turning this blue a little bit. Give it a little bit of weight to it. Okay, we got to try this, bring the sensitivity up and see what happens. Okay, it's not working. Okay, why isn't it working? Okay, that's why. Okay, I have the wrong button. Okay, so we bring this way down again. Okay, and okay, we're just going to use a little bit of this. Okay, we bring it up a little, the sensitivity up a little more. Okay, you can see it's just lightening it a bit. Okay. Okay. Let's see what happens when we simulate this now. Okay, we'll cancel that. Once we get our piece of fabric, then we can just start kind of like, once we get it the way, we can just keep making all kinds of like little angels out of this fabric, you know, kind of thing. So that's the thought. Okay, tool. So we go back to the tool settings and we hold this down and we're going to give a little more sensitivity to this. Okay. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. It is, but it's just not visible. Okay, now it's a little more visible. Okay, I can see it here. I can see clearly now. The rain has gone. Okay, let's try that. Okay, now simulate. Look at this. See, now this is too much. Okay, it just doesn't have any give at all. All right, so what we do is we go back to this and we take some out. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me gone. I can't see this. It's gonna be a bright sunshiny day. I know it's taking this out, but it's very gradually taking it out. It's like, why won't it go away? The dark clouds drag me down. Yes, it wants to fly away in the wind. I want to be on a clothesline, free somewhere. Okay, here we go. Simulate. Let's see what happens now. Why is it like got this thing in the middle here? Like cancel. Let's see what's happening here. It's not like blowing at all. Okay, so tool settings. Because I've got too much. Let's see if we bring the sensitivity up a little bit. Oh, I got the wrong thing. When I push that, okay, Z. Okay, let's bring, I can't get these right, okay? I just can't get them right. Okay. All right, let's try this. Simulation settings. Simulate. Well, that was kind of weird how that did that. Okay, and it's like, okay, this doesn't have any ripples in it. Okay, so what we want it to be, okay, and I think remember when I went in and I changed in the parameters, was it? No, it was on the plane, on the plane, on the plane. And where's that plane? In Spain. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm losing it. I know I'm losing it. Okay, this is strength. Okay, we were changing. This was in surfaces. Okay, here it is. Buckling stiffness. We're going to set that back to default. Reset value. Okay. Now let's go here. All right. Now, where's that blasted plane? All right. And here we go. Strength. So the strength seems to be fine. I think the gravity, we got too much gravity now because it has less. The gravity's pulling it back down. I don't know. Let's see. Simulation environment. Let's bring the gravity down, I think, like this. Clear. Okay, let's simulate. Okay, now we've got some kind of like stuff here. Okay, it's probably too much. We brought it down too much. But it's kind of, that gives us a few moments here where in our animation here, we had some interesting moments. Look at that. See right there? That is one. Okay, it looks like a lily flower. Or a banana peel. Okay, so now this, let's take control. Let's put a spotlight in the scene. Yes, accept. Now here is where the fun comes in. Okay, that just, I don't know why. Oh, okay, and now we can take this out of that mode. We can hide our wind. Look what we have here. Okay, we can, because this is a plane, we can put, now we can put, let's hide this. We can put our, okay, let's save this. File, save as. Okay, we'll call this scene. We'll call this banana. Okay, banana fabric. Okay. All right. And then we're going to save it as banana fabric 1 so that I can go back before I do any kind of really weird alterations to this, because I may want to go back and resimulate this, okay? and get all kinds of different morphs. Now there's a way to create a morph, this morph, so that I can I can put a plane in the scene and morph it right to this shape. Okay? How do you do that? I don't know. It's not that hard to do. You have to open up the morph loader and create a morph, but I'm not sure exactly how to do that yet. All right, so, but I do know how to do some other stuff here. So we're going to now save this again, save as, scene, and we'll go banana B. Banana fabric. We'll call this 1. This will be our edit 1. Okay, because as you can see, we got, even though we had a lot of geometry in this, we have a little bit of kind of, you can see the geometry. Well, let's make that go away. So we're going to edit, object, geometry, sub D, and look at our fabric now, people. Look at this. See, this could be the trail of a dress. It could be, I mean, I don't know. You can use Mesh Grabber on this, and you can kind of move it the way you want it now, move things around. And look what you have. Now let's put a beautiful fabric, cloth fabric. The first thing we can do is kind of fix this part. Okay, so we can take this now into our, yes, we can take it right into hexagon. Okay, and we can take, and it's going to show this without the smoothing. I'm not worried about the smoothing because you just noticed how beautifully but this right up here, it's obviously the place where my, it didn't budge from there, okay? So it's obviously the place where my, where the weight map was at 0. Okay, so then we go to UV paint here, and we go to soften the tool here, and we can just smoothen this out a little bit so that it doesn't look like the grabbing piece here. Okay, that's what part 1. Okay, I'm not going to smoothen any of this because look at how beautiful that is. So you have this video. If you use the settings, you just saw all the settings that I used. If you use the settings, you can create stuff like these. You move the wind node around, and you'll get all kinds of different patterns. You can just slightly edit things a little bit, okay? And you have a beautiful thing. Look how it just curved around. Look at this. It's so beautiful. And I can move this around with Mesh Grabber now. A little bit there. Okay, now we just go out of here. We're all done with this. Maybe a little bit more. Just kind of smoothing it around. I can take and turn this around like this and just bring this down like that and kind of just smoothing that out a little bit so it looks like it just blew off the clothesline. It's like, I'm free. Okay, so now and so what we now do is go File, Send to Daz, and we come here and we go here. And now I could save this as an OBJ file, and that would kind of like freeze it into this shape. Okay? And you can bake in the sub D if you want. That's another option. So, but we're going to go now here. But I have it saved. If I open up that first file, there that will be right there, stopped at that place in the timeline, I assume. And that will be there. And I can kind of like regenerate things, regenerate new, use that as a template to regenerate new fabrics. Okay. And so we want the reverse deformations, yes, and then we just click accept. Okay, it created the morph, and watch what it does when we go into the morph. And it doesn't look like my D-force is I think we've lost our sub D, but I'm not sure. But when we put the morph back on, we'll see what happens. Okay, so we go now to parameters. And we go to the bottom here, and we put on our, and see what that just did to that. And now let's see what's up with our sub D. Let's bring the sub D up to level 2. This level. Okay, it doesn't seem like it's working. Because it was working like beautifully, and now we've lost our sub D. Ability. Okay. We'll go to level 3. No. Okay, there's a way to remove sub D. Let's see. Plane, I think if we go into here, edit, object, geometry, remove smoothing modifier. I don't think that worked. No. We go to parameter settings. Right click here, edit mode. I think I can remove it this way. I hope I don't do something bad here. No, it doesn't allow me. Okay, right click. Okay, here it is. It's somewhere here. It says something that says remove. No, I don't think it will let me remove this because allow follow limits, lock, parameter settings. Select. See, it doesn't allow me to delete. Okay, sub D. It doesn't. No, that's grayed out. Okay, so we'll go back out of edit mode. So we've lost our sub D. Okay, let's try a different, like, one of these, like bilinear. No. Loop. Let's go into texture shaded mode, wireframe. Look at that. Like a piece of gauze. That's beautiful. So, oh, it's in base. We have to set it to high resolution. Okay, that was it. We don't need it as high in sub D. So it brought it back. It switched it to base resolution. Okay, so now we go back into iRay and look at this. Okay, so we have it figured out. Okay, all kinds of little things. Okay, but once you learn to do this, you can make some beautiful stuff. Now what we do is we go, this is the fun part, we go into shaders, surfaces, and we go to select the plane, go to default, and we'll go to shaders, make sure we're in surfaces, yes, and then we type fabric, fabulous fabric, and we go here and look what we have here. Just amazing stuff. Let's find some silk. All these different. Look at that. And the red, these deep Bordeaux. Oh, wow. Look at that. See, so this, I mean, I could just make a career out of making these. I could just spend all day just making different, different like spiritual beings. That's what they are. They're just so beautiful. These textures that they've sold us in the Daz store, they are like they adorn these fabrics so well. Look at that. Here's our silk fabrics. Rex makes a scene. Speaking of that, I am down to I need 55 more subscribers for my channel to become monetized. So look at this. It's just like welcoming you. It's like, come in. Oh my gosh. This reminds me of like the Madonna's clothing, the kind of thing that we don't get to see. When we do deforest, it like just hangs off of them. And that's not the way clothing looked in olden times. It looked like a Renaissance painting, Well, thank you, Art. That would be very nice. I need 55 more subscribers. And and if YouTube is nice enough to monetize me, they have to still decide that I belong in the community. So look at this. And so yeah, it is. This is like a it's just it's something, it's a treat. It's something we don't really get in Daz. The clothing just doesn't seem to have this. Oh, look at that. And this is what all these shaders are for that we've bought. They're for something like this. Look at the beauty of this. This is just amazing. It really, really is. It's something that was created by the wind. By the wind. We simulated the wind, It's just, it's amazing what we have here. And mud cloth. Look at that. That's like a Middle Eastern cloth. And see, these are the things. And so the implications here are, well, what if we could do this with Daz clothing? And unfortunately, the problem with Daz clothing is a lot of people, when they make clothing, they feel like clothing should have depth, that it should have thickness to it. Okay? And so what they do is they don't just use one piece of fabric, but they take that fabric and they extrude it. Okay? And so when you take a plane and you extrude it, it's no longer a plane. It is a polygon. Okay? And it has sides. And so that fabric is no longer like this, completely thin thing. It is now and so when you go to, it all depends on how the artist made the fabric. And so can you do this with clothing? You have to experiment with it. You have to set that thing in front of it, it's got the D-force on it. So remember, you have to put the D-force on, then you put the D-force modifier weight, and then you jump around, and you have to put in the wind node, okay? And then you have to add the weight thing, and you have to paint the fabric that you don't want to move to respond. Like you don't want the shoulder part like blowing right off their body. You want that to kind of just stay. Okay, and like a woman's breasts, you don't want the fabric just blowing in so that it looks like just that it's you. So if you put some of that, if you paint some of that wind stuff, it won't just blow it into the space in between her breasts and like completely. You want the clothing to look like it's hanging over her breasts, not like clinging completely to it, kind of thing. Or if that's what you want, then that's, but that's what the weight brush is for. It's so that certain parts aren't affected by the wind. Like this one little piece at the top didn't get affected by the wind, but the rest of it did. Okay? And so that's what that is for. And so you go and paint on their body the part that you look at the weight map. And a lot of that goes over my head. I don't really know what it does. Look at this. These are dream catchers. Look at that. And so more silk. Oh, look at this. So this has kind of been a dream of mine to do this. Is to make stuff like this, and you look at their example here and you can see it's a terrible example. It's got like little creases, and you look at mine, and it's like, wow, it's like, look at the difference. We did really, really nice with this fabric. Okay, I picked just the right kind of, and the sub D. You can see the geometry in there. It's kind of terrible. So, but the silk that they made is beautiful. The shaders that they made are like top notch. So rigid cloth. Let's see what this is. Okay, whatever that did. Okay, we're gonna go Z. Okay, whatever that did, I don't want it. Okay, that's something to do with D-force. Okay, now we have some. This is brocade, I think. This is like when you look at it, and now a shader can give thickness to can make something appear thick. Okay, how that does that? Well, it gets back to the thing. Is it's creating a polygon, because it can't, it can't, it's like, I thought about this, and I thought, well, it could just be a thick plane, and it's like, but what's inside? Okay, it's styrofoam, or it's like, it's a polygon, and what if it's a solid thick plane? It still has sides. It still has sides on the edges, okay? It has depth. And if it has depth, it's not a plane. That's, it's really kind of hard to grasp. Okay, what's happening here? Something's happening here. Okay, I think it froze up. No, there we go. Oh, look at that. Wow. Look at that fabric. See, this is just the artistry that went into this. Just amazing. Amazing. You would think it would take like a lifetime to make a fabric like this. A texture for a fabric, you know? That you just click on it and there it is. It's like, look at that. That's obviously some kind of, it's probably an effect. Look at this. That is in substance paint or brocade or whatever. I don't know how to say that. But look, oh my gosh. My gosh, look how beautiful that is. I'm waiting for Daz to have, because there's a bunch of new shaders out that I haven't been able to afford to buy. I don't buy shaders in there unless they're like $2. So I have a feeling that we're going to be having that Daz, well, because when I say it, then they go out and do it, but they're going to be having a massive shader sale. Just put it on your calendar. Okay, where all the really nice shaders and a lot of the, say, slightly older ones are going to be like $2. We can get them for $2 each, and really have all, you know, it's like as if I don't have enough, but $2, that's worth it to pay for shaders. So when you look at how nice they are. These are just the fabric ones, okay? Okay, so let's see what this one is. Look at that. It just looks so soft and warm. It just looks like look at this black and the metallic. Okay, that added a metallic effect to it. See this? Wow. Oh my gosh. So, and then here we got more brocade. This, I don't think this is, well, it is, it's not as nice as the other, not even close. But if you make it a little bit smaller, but when you zoom in, you can kind of see it's not as nice. Okay, we got some brown. What's this? Look at this. Wow. The same with that one, but from a distance, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. So, Bud's blue. Some of these don't have the resolution that others do. Knit. Okay, this is supposed to look kind of like a knit fabric. Okay. And linen. So canvas. Wow. It reminds me of you know, yes, the Madonna, you're right, Art. And it reminds me of the story of Jesus where the woman said that she would be healed if she could just touch the hem of his garment. And it's like, looks like velvet. That's not quite velvet. No, but very nice fabrics. These are very nice. I got to beware. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I don't know if these work. Oh yeah, this is like modern kind of neoprene. I don't know. Some kind of matte plastic. Oh, look how close you can get on that. That is pretty nice. This one. And this one. And this. Wow. So yes. Oh, now these are really nice too. These kind of Native American patterns. That looks so warm. Yeah, and I think and so if I were to put a Persian rug, then that would have thickness, but and how is the Persian rug doing that? Is it turning the fabric into a polygon to give it thickness? So it's like when you look at this, it looks like it has some kind of thickness to it. Or does it? Does it just really come to an edge? What is this? Look at this. And that's the bottom of the fabric ones. But as you know, I've got a ton of... Okay, these ones were Persian rugs. That didn't work. Okay, see, that did something really weird to it. Okay, that's because it may be trying to apply a thickness. It may be expecting something that has thickness to it. Because all of them do that to it. All right. Now look at this now. Linen, let's go to linen. Okay, these weren't in the fabric ones. Let's see what this looks like. That's not too good up close, but I have some others here. This is cord. Those are actually terrible. Okay, let's see, linen pink, and I have some Egyptian linen that is like really nice. Let's see some more linen here. No, that one's those are kind of okay. That just got too much shine on it. Now here's the Egyptian linen. Wait till you see this. See this? Wow. Look at that. There's a little bit of, well, you can see a little bit of something. And what you do is you just take the linen, you go into your surfaces here, into the editor, and you make it smaller. You goes to tiles, like 8 and 8. See, like that. You make it smaller. Look at that. See, that's just beautiful. So, people, I hope this was helpful. I think this is where I'm going to now. I'll give you a little bit of a hint of where we might be heading with some of the future videos on the channel. I am back into Embergen. We're going to save this right here. And so what we might be doing is working again. I've done videos on this before, but videos about animating VDBs in Daz Studio, and you use a program called Abbas. And now I have, and I'll show you, I'll give you a little bit of a peek into this. Okay, we have with Embergen, I think. Okay, look at this now. We can get rid of this primitive here and this. Now look at what we have here. Look at this. Now we could bring this into Daz Studio. This is rain. but it just kind of looks, imagine a figure walking through this, okay, and coming through it. So, or just standing in it while it's coming down, kind of thing. Look, it looks like big waves, like it's parting the Red Sea or something. This is amazing. What we have here with Embergen, and this is I have this on render quality high. Okay, if I just lower it a little bit. Medium, okay, this is medium. So, look at this, accurate, extreme. Look at that. And now if we go into the high, I think it looks better actually in the medium. Yes, Angus, you have a wonderful night. This is it. I'm heading out, as you know. This is the end of this. So we're going to be working with Embergen in future videos, okay? Some of these simulations, fire simulations, presets. We have all these presets. If I pay them $24 for 18 months, I own Embergen and Geogen and WaterGen. I own them like forever. So that's the thing is these are the kinds of, look at this. See, look how nice that looks right there. So this is this could be like 3D fog in Daz Studio in an animation. I'm just not really sure exactly what I'm going to do with this, but we have, so yeah, Angus, I am going to be leaving very soon. So thanks for saying good night to everybody. We're going to give, we're going to play the exit music, and we have, Marlo and Sigmund dancing in the back because they know I'm going to feed them something. Yes, so it has been a good night. So I got things done. You have to skip over the first part of this video where I can't figure anything out. So I need to write down the instructions. But now I have this video. I can just go back to this video and say, that is how I did that. So, all right. Take care, people. I will see you in the next Ez3DTv tutorial. I am Rex Red saying so long for now. Thank you, Dean Rock. Everybody has been busy tonight. Thank you. Angus was the first one here tonight. We had Art come in here, and then Dean Rock came in and said hello. Thank you, people, for watching. I will see you again soon. We need your likes, and please come into the live chat and be part of the live chat when I'm here. So you can help. You can say, oh, Rex, you need to click on you have to add D-Force to that plane. So, all right, now you know why a plane doesn't have depth. Because if it did, it wouldn't be a plane. It would no longer be able to call itself a plane. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever it's doing in your part of the world. Take care, and thanks for